Have you ever wondered what transportation modes were like in the early days of the pre-modern world? What exotic modes of travel set the affluent apart? Well, the late 18th and early 19th centuries marked a golden age of travel, characterized by the rise of steamships and railroads, as well as the grand tours taken by European nobles and upper classes. So today, we will be peering into the golden age of travel from steamships to grand tours. Let's travel then. Advances in technology dramatically expanded access to travel for those who could afford it, while new ideas about the value of cultural exposure shaped middle and upper-class experiences abroad. Steam-powered ships revolutionized ocean travel starting in the 1820s and 1830s. Steamships were faster, more reliable, and could travel according to a set schedule compared to sail-powered vessels, which were at the mercy of wind and waves. The first passenger-dedicated steamship, the SS Savannah, crossed the Atlantic in 1819, ushering in the era of commercial steamship travel. The SS Great Western and SS British Queen launched in the late 1820s, capable of crossing the Atlantic in just 2 weeks rather than the month required for sail-powered ships. Steamships made ocean travel affordable and accessible to a broader segment of the population. Steamship companies competed on price, luxury, and speed. Ticket prices fell and ships grew larger to accommodate more passengers, though travel still remained out of reach for all but the wealthy. Ocean liners evolved into floating palaces complete with luxury cabins, staterooms, dining saloons, and drawing rooms for social activities. Railroads also revolutionized land-based travel around the same time. England built the first commercial steam-powered railway in 1830, connecting Liverpool and Manchester. The first intercity railroad in the U.S. opened in 1835 between Baltimore and Ohio. The use of steam engines to power trains allowed for higher speeds, regular schedules, and more reliable service compared to horse-drawn coaches. Rail travel spread rapidly, connecting major cities across Europe and North America by mid-century. The expansion of steam travel coincided with the zenith of aristocratic grand tours during the Regency era. Young European nobles traditionally embarked on extended continental journeys as part of their educational upbringing. The grand tours lasted several years and included visits to key cultural sites in Italy, France, and Switzerland. Ease of travel and spare time due to inherited wealth allowed the aristocracy to partake in this rite of passage as a means of self-cultivation. Grand tourists focused on intellectual and cultural enrichment rather than mere sightseeing. They sought exposure to great works of art, architecture, history, and literature in their original settings. Travel books written by grand tourists encouraged more members of the bourgeoisie to embark on similarly edifying journeys by mid-century. Art collectors and patrons also took grand tours to scout artistic talent and acquire artworks to bring home. Between 1830 and 1850, an estimated 50,000 English men and women undertook grand tours of the continent using steamship services and railways. They traveled light, relying on a network of inns and boarding houses that catered to English-speaking tourists. Accounts from the era describe a polyglot cosmopolitan scene on European steamships and trains, as travelers from across the globe crossed paths. The encounters fueled new ideas and artistic impressions that would later transform European and American culture. By the latter half of the 19th century, railroads and luxury ocean liners had transformed international travel into a mass phenomenon. The opening of the Suez Canal in 1869 cut voyage times to India and the Far East. Train lines spanned the globe, connecting people and places like never before. International expositions displayed cultural artifacts from around the world, fueling curiosity about foreign lands. Although grand tours remained an exclusive privilege, mass tourism emerged as a middle-class pursuit, altering the course of global culture and mixing the fates of nations. Let's now briefly look at the significant technological breakthroughs that revolutionized the travel industry through the golden eras. Number 1. The jet engine. The development and commercialization of jet engines in the mid-20th century allowed for faster and more efficient air travel. Jets replaced propeller-driven aircraft, reducing travel time and making long-distance flights more feasible and comfortable. Number 2, commercial airplanes. The rise of commercial aviation, with the introduction of larger and more advanced aircraft such as the Boeing 707 and the Douglas DC-8, made air travel accessible to a larger population segment. This led to the expansion of air routes and the growth of international travel. Number 3, transatlantic telecommunications. The deployment of undersea cables, such as the transatlantic telegraph cable, and later the advent of satellite communications, greatly improved communication between continents. This facilitated better coordination of air and sea travel, making it more efficient and reliable. Number 4, supersonic travel. The introduction of supersonic aircraft, notably the Concorde, marked a major leap in travel technology. The Concorde could fly at speeds exceeding Mach 2, significantly reducing transatlantic travel time. Although limited in operation, it symbolized the potential for ultra-fast travel. Number 5, computerized reservation systems. The development of computerized reservation systems like Sabre and Apollo transformed the way travel bookings were handled. These systems automated ticketing, seat reservations, and flight schedules, streamlining the process and making it more convenient for travelers and travel agents. Number 6, advancements in navigation and mapping. Navigation technologies, including the introduction of accurate maps, compasses, and later GPS systems, enabled safer and more efficient travel across land, sea, and air. Navigational aids made it easier to explore new destinations and reduced the risk associated with long journeys. Number 7, infrastructure development. The construction of modern airports, highways, and railway networks played a vital role in supporting the golden age of travel. Enhanced transportation infrastructure made it easier for people to reach airports, access new destinations, and connect seamlessly between different modes of transport. The golden age of travel in the early 19th century laid the groundwork for our modern contemporary world. Advances in steam-powered transport enabled wide-scale cultural mixing and exposure that shaped artistic and intellectual trends for decades to come. While only a privileged few could enjoy the benefits of this era at the time, we all continue to reap the rewards of living in a world made more interconnected through the technological breakthroughs that changed the face of travel forever. Please like, subscribe, and also share the video with your friends if you enjoyed this content. See you on the next one.